Most buyers spend all their time looking at the house and almost no time looking at everything around it. That's exactly why so many people end up with buyer's remorse. Not because they bought the wrong house, but because they missed the things that actually affect their daily life. The kitchen can be renovated, the flooring can be replaced, even the basement can be finished. But the neighborhood, the monthly costs, the future developments, the traffic, the noise, those are the things you cannot change after closings. By the end of this video, you will know the 10 things I always look at with my buyers before they purchase a home. None of these have anything to do with home inspection. These are the things that can save you money, protect your resale value, and stop you from buying a home you will regret 6 months later. The GTA market is finally giving buyers something we have not seen in a long time. Time to think. Homes are taking about 29 days to sell, and the prices are down almost 4% from last year. And the average home is sitting around 1.06 million. But here's what I tell my buyers all the time. Just because the market is slower does not mean you should skip doing your due diligence on the home. The point is that the price amplifies the stakes. When the average home costs you over $1 million, so a bad decision is not a bad weekend. It's a bad decade. The difference now is you are not being rushed into making an offer. You actually have time to do your homework. So use it. A slower market gives you more options, not fewer reasons to protect yourself. Because finding out about a problem before you buy is a lot cheaper than finding out after you get the keys. Let's start with the biggest one, future development. Imagine finding the perfect house because it backs on an open green space, beautiful view, quiet, lots of privacy. Now imagine moving in 2 years later and realizing that green space has turned into hundreds of new homes, or a condo building, or a busy road. I have seen buyers fall in love with the property because of what's behind it, without checking what's actually planned for that land. Before you buy, spend 5 minutes checking the city's development plans. The house may stay exactly the same. Everything around it might not. But that's not even the mistake I see the most. The next one quietly costs people money every single month. Property taxes. Most buyers only focus on the mortgage payments. I get it, because that's usually the biggest expense. But property taxes can vary by thousands of dollars every year, even between similar homes. Now, add utilities, add insurance, condo fees. You are buying a freehold townhome. Suddenly, two homes with this exact same purchase price don't actually cost the same to own. Here's what I want you to know. You don't live off the purchase price. You live off the monthly payment, and that's what determines whether you actually enjoy owning the home or feeling stressed every single month and trying to keep up. Next one, check the commute. Not on a Sunday afternoon, not using Google Maps at 11 o'clock at night. Drive it during the time you would actually be commuting. I've had a buyer tell me, oh, it's only 25 minutes. Then they drove it Monday morning, it became 55 minutes. That extra 30 minutes each way does not sound like much today, but after years, that hundreds of hours sitting in traffic. Think about that before you fall in love with the home. By the way, I'm Ilham Ibrahim, a realtor here in the GTA. I help buyers and sellers navigate this market with clarity. My info is in the description, no pressure. Now let's keep going. The fourth thing I would check is the school district. And I'm not just talking to parents here. Even if you don't have kids, it still matters. Homes in desirable school districts usually have a larger pool of buyers when it's time to sell. You are not just buying a place to live, you are buying something you will probably sell one day in the future. Which brings me to the number 5, resale potential. This is where emotions get people into trouble. They fall in love with the home and completely forget to ask, would someone else want this 5 or 10 years from now? Is it on a busy road? Does it back on a train track? Is there only one parking space? Is the layout practical? Those things matter because one day you will become that seller. And whatever concerns you ignore today, your future buyer will probably notice too. Number six, visit the neighborhoods more than once. Don't just come during the showing. Come back in evening time. Come back on the weekend. Walk around. And most importantly, listen. Is the street quiet? Are people outside? Are the neighborhood taking care of their homes? Sometimes neighborhood feels completely different after 6 o'clock than it does at noontime. I have had a buyer change their mind after spending just 20 minutes walking around in the area. And honestly, I'm glad they did. Number seven, parking. It sounds boring until your family comes over, or your teenager gets a car, or your neighbors are constantly parking in front of your driveway. So if you are buying a condo, how many visitor parking spots are there? If you are buying a townhome, can two SUVs actually fit on that driveway? These are small things until they are part of your everyday life. Number eight, internet and cell phone reception. Nobody talks about this, but imagine moving into your new home and realizing your video calls keep dropping, or your internet speeds are not what you expected. And if you work from home, this matters. Even if you don't, it's worth checking before you buy. It only takes a few minutes. Now, here's the part I wish more buyers understood. The expensive mistakes usually are not inside the house, they are outside of it. And once you own the home, there is nothing you can do about them to change it. Number nine, look at the surrounding homes, not just the home that you are buying. Are the neighboring homes well maintained? Are people taking care of their lawn, properties? You can renovate your own home, but you cannot renovate your neighbors. If the street shows a pride of ownership, that's usually a good sign. And finally, number 10, take a look at the grading and drainage around the property. After a heavy rainfall, where does that water goes? Does the backyard slope toward the house or away from it? Are there signs of standing water? What about the neighbor's yard? It might not seem like a big deal during a sunny showing, but water is one of the biggest causes of expensive repairs. A basement can be beautifully renovated, but if water is not draining properly outside, that's a problem. You will eventually have to deal with it. And so, what does all this mean for you? If you are buying, slow down. Not because the market is slow, because you finally have the opportunity to do so. Use that extra time to ask better questions. Look beyond the countertops, look beyond the paint color. Those things are easy to change. The location, the neighborhood, the carrying cost, the future around the home, those are the things you will live with every single day. And if you are a seller watching this, understand that today's buyers are doing a lot more homework. The homes that stands out are not always the newest or the most upgraded. They are the ones that make buyers feel confident about everything that comes with the property.